When we last left our heroes, upon their companion, well, I say their companion, Riss's companion, Kana's new crush, and an absolute stranger to Kudo, is dragged out of the Arisian National Museum in shackles after reaching for a shard of the Shattered Realm. A glowing piece of what appears to be glass. Bright green. Upon seeing this as an opportunity, Riss, Kudo, and Kana proceeded to use different methods to sneak into the museum. Riss went invisible, using the mislead spell. Kana hid amongst the exhibits. Kudo stepped out into the open, immediately being confronted by guards. He proceeded to fight, and after some good planning, some okay planning, and some, well, calling it a plan would be generous.
Improv.
Exactly.
In one lucky-ass roll.
Many lucky rolls.
What was it, 10 d20s?
And some when we needed them, too. Like, that's the impressive part.
They were able to exit the museum with the Black Book in their custody. Riss was able to make it out the back through a service entrance, rolling a natural 20 to escape and find his way through. Kana and Kudo were at the door, where a veritable legion of guards were waiting, rifles aimed at the door. Thankfully, Kana used, what was it? Thunderstep, to bring Kudo's unconscious and dying body as he took the last hit from the Iron Golem who was awakened to defend the Black Book. While carrying him through the halls of Mika, Kudo passed away. And thankfully awoke once more for a brief moment, with Kana standing nearby and a cleric presumably hired by Sulan, having brought him back. And that is where we return for tonight's episode of The Outsiders. So, while the other members of the current party are assaulting the museum, we move back a few hours, a few minutes. It's hard to tell. But we join Einar, sitting alone at a table in a dimly lit room.
Einar is currently twiddling his thumbs.
You have been in here alone for roughly a half hour. What do you do?
Einar twiddles his thumbs.
You're not going to do anything else?
What's in the room? Just is it completely empty?
A bare bones. It is metallic, just as much of the city is. The table looks like it's bolted to the floor. Same with the chair you're in. Though it does does seem to have the ability to kind of like slide in and out.
Okay.
It's like on these kind of small rails.
Oh, okay. That's convenient. At least they want me to be comfortable, sort of.
It's less so for your comfort, more so they have gnomes and minotaurs in this city. Having a chair at a constant distance from the table would be impractical.
That's true. Does it have a height adjustment?
If it does, you haven't found it yet.
Okay.
Your hands are in shackles, with the chain placed through a round. What would be the term for that? A loop. A loop on the table. There's a single door leading in and out, and a large glass window looking in, but it appears to be tinted. You cannot see through it.
I'm just gonna stare directly at the window for a little while.
Make a perception check.
It's not a natural 20, but perception. That's a 17.
17. You feel it's almost as if the room grows slightly darker.
Interesting.
You could... There's something to do if you want to. Can't do it on your own, though.
I don't know if Einar wants to try and break out. I think he's gonna...
Not breaking out.
Einar's gonna stare... I'm assuming there's a door directly in front of him?
No, the door is more to the right. You are directly facing the window.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Einar's gonna keep staring directly at the window then.
Mm-hmm.
Einar is going to let the mark grow on his arm a little bit. See if he feels anything.
Okay, make a wisdom check.
Like a wisdom saving throw or just like a wisdom
check.
That's a 22.
You feel the mark grow, though it is at your intent that it grows. Not a requirement, as it were. How much do you have it grow?
Just like about halfway up his forearm.
Okay. As you do that, your eyes once more fill, becoming pure black. And the darkness in the room completely fades, as does the light, as does the tint on the window, as you are able to see through it.
Ah, yeah, I love my dark vision still. What do I see on the other side?
You can't hear anything, but you do see one person who appears to have been assigned, just a guard in armor, the same as nothing standing out about him. Human, at least as far as you can tell, who appears to be assigned to keep watch on you. So he's just kind of like bored looking at the glass. Doesn't appear to understand that you can now see him. Behind him are three other figures, one of which you recognize as one of the arresting guards, which the museum staff handed you off to. Second being a representative from the museum. The third being a guard, but it's obvious even at a glance that this is a much higher ranking guard. And they appear to be talking about something, presumably you, considering they're here, with a level of intensity.
And I was gonna look directly at the board guard. He's gonna be like, "What, am I not all that interesting to you?"
You're not sure he's awake. He doesn't react. Either he can't hear you, or he's like You know when you're looking at something, but you're not actually looking at it? Yeah, it's you're not sure, but he doesn't seem to react.
Are you shackled to the table?
Yes.
I am.
Oh.
I was gonna like move his hands a little bit to get the chain to shake. Go, hey, show a little bit of commitment to your work.
Commitment. What a good word. So you hear a voice. There is no more darkness in your sight. The shadows in the room are irrelevant because it's almost like you are perceiving things without the use of light at all.
Mm.
You can just see everything, regardless of how bright or dark it is. At least for the moment. Even despite that, you have an understanding of where a shadow would be. And the shadow that the table casts, or what you would assume, becomes a dark spot.
I was gonna look at it and go, what do you want?
You look up, and while the glass is no longer tinted for you, it is still somewhat reflective. And you see a figure that appears in the reflection in the glass, but you cannot see any physical form of it. A figure that you recognize. The Regent.
I knew it. You bastard.
You do appear to be committed. I was doubtful of this before.
Oh, you didn't think the I looks through the glass before saying anything. Did the other three figures stop to watch?
No,
Or nope.
they don't appear to have noticed.
All right, sweet. Einara goes, you don't think that I was committed when I started sucking up souls?
Well, that's to your benefit, is it not?
True.
You have a debt to pay. And, to be fair, the first time we interacted, it was because I needed you to hold up your end of the bargain, and you were not doing so.
You are just impatient. I still fully intended on doing that. I just had other things to do first, in order to get there.
Well, a deity should not be kept waiting.
I suppose.
I am not a deity, to be clear,
Oh, I know.
but I do serve a very powerful one.
Who I share blood with.
So you do now. Decision after decision, you appear to be proving your loyalty and commitment. It is impressive. And I'm not the only one who's noticed. Would you like to stay here?
Not particularly.
Fantastic. You look down, the chains are gone. Not broken, not open.
It just disappeared.
Gone.
Is this my my gift for, let's say, committing?
This is the beginning of your gifts. I don't think you quite understand the offering you have bestowed.
I know that I understand it more than they do. He motions to the window.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Regardless, you're free to go.
Oh, what do I do? Just walk out the door?
Indeed.
Einar's going to cover himself fully with the mark.
Okay, this is the first time you've done this. You realize the symbols are... It first spreads as a symbol, like vines and runes growing over your body. And there's a point where it reaches covering where these runes and symbols and lines are a pattern over your entire body. You can go further.
Like, 100% pitch black.
Appears so.
Before Einar does that, he goes, I don't suppose you would be able to do anything about the bounty that will no doubtedly be put on my head?
If I'm understanding correctly about the allies you've made, I'm not so sure that will be the case at all.
Interesting.
But that is up to your so-called friends.
Well, they have been... Well, one of them, at least, has been definitely a worthy friend. The other two are... Well, I'm not sure one of them is a friend. The other one is still new. But we'll see.
We shall indeed.
Before you go, because I have a feeling this is all you want to say, why is it that he's been scratched out?
You'd have to ask the one who did it.
You wouldn't happen to know who that would be, would you?
No. Not to a level of certainty that it would be worth making an enemy or making myself known for, at least.
Yes. I suppose. Memories are not your strong suit right now, are they?
Not particularly. Now, I do have other business to attend to.
Oh, I'm sorry to have kept you waiting.
It is no problem at all. Good luck. The reflection vanishes, and your eyesight returns to normal. You still have dark vision, but you are now perceiving things using light once again.
Yes. Einar is going to fully cover himself
All right.
with
You notice
darkness.
it also covers your clothing.
Beautiful. Einar's going to get up. Gonna, as stealthily as possible, open the door.
Well, as you stand up, the movement of your body appears to have the guard who's watching, and he quickly turns around, completely muted. You can't hear anything, but he appears to say something. They stop talking, turn to look, still assuming you can't see them, and they rush to the door. And you hear a...
Einar's going to quick step to the side of the door.
It appears they cannot open it.
Oh. Interesting.
You're hearing the clicking. It's like it's locked. You can't see them, but there's it's a sound as if someone's just trying to open the door and is failing.
Is there... I don't suppose... Einar's going to quick walk over to the window and try and put his hand through it.
Your hand touches it. It's
Okay.
a window.
He's going to quick look around to see if there's another possible entrance or exit.
Just that one door.
Einar is going to... He's going to do that kind of like cartoon thing that they'll do where they like reach across the door, like pressed up against the wall and try and open it.
You turn the handle and it begins to open.
Sweet. And he's going to like flatten himself against the wall.
You open the door up. You still hear the clicking, as if someone's trying to open the door.
Interesting. Einar's going to look through.
Pitch black.
Einar stands directly in front of the darkness and just goes, yes, I could get used to this. And he walks through it.
All right. Several hours later.
What? What is going on? So cool.
Riss. I assume you would make your way back to the Wandering Shadow.
Ceylon Spice.
Yes.
The Wandering Shadow is now
yes.
this dingus.
Before, though, I go and get my effects
Proud of
from
that, aren't you?
our hotel or wherever our room is. It's near where Sulan's place is, from what I remember.
Yeah, he would have directed you, or you would have found a place.
Yeah.
As a note.
Michael.
What?
He was like, I have dark vision too, and it's like, I have 300 feet.
Yeah, you also have another piety point.
Yes!
Look at that.
Holy crap. Oh, I didn't update the 5 I was supposed to get last time, so I'm now at 21.
You're 4 away from another thing.
There you go.
Yeah!
Doing well, my friend.
If I remember correctly, anyway.
Yep.
Let me double check.
No, I'm pretty sure it's 25 is next.
It's
25 and then 50.
It's 5, 10, 25, 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know what you get at 25. Oh! Yeah, that checks out.
Ooh. I gotta look at it now.
Nope.
What? I don't get to see it?
No, you'll get it. You'll see it when you get it.
I
Get
wanna
there
know.
when we get
Pick
there.
one. Or go iconoclast. Up to you. So, I'd rather tell you about it and have you find out at the time.
Okay.
So, Riss, you are able to retrieve your belongings from the tavern you were staying at.
Perfect. He will have the shield in his bag of holding. The liberated shield. 'Cause he does not want that out and about.
Smart.
You make it caught stealing, but he's not getting caught stealing after he's stolen something.
That is the most roundabout sentence.
That's a very risk sentence,
Thank you
yes.
very much.
So, there are a number of hours before. You have not seen Kana and Kudo.
Nah, I think what Riz would have done, he would have gone back to kind of home base.
Okay, back to the
'Cause
tavern
he
or
knew-
back to the Wandering Shadow.
No, not the tower. He's 10 away from there. Back to wherever their room is,
Right,
which is near.
that's the tavern.
Oh, the tavern. I thought you said the tower, and I was like, no, he's not going back there. Like the
tower?
museum.
Oh,
You were talking
no.
about the museum. I was like, no.
Museum is flat. How is that a tower?
I know what you're referencing. That's what I assumed you were
The
referencing.
tavern, the
Yes.
inn, the place with the
The
bedrooms.
The place that serves the alcohol.
Yes.
So he was going. He'll be back there, gather stuff, and then for an hour, after an hour of waiting, he would have gone to look at or go to find Kana. 'Cause he assumed Kuda would have gone with Kana, but he also didn't know.
Okay. I assume Kana would go straight to.
Wow, you look for
I-
Kana before
You're
Einar?
in jail, my friend.
I guess he does know where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. If Kadira Sulan didn't come to us, 'cause
Solon
I-
definitely wouldn't have.
yeah, I would have found like kind of like a secluded spot and be like, ah, crap, he's dead. And then kind of laid low for a little bit, taken off my makeup and disguise and things like that. And then gone back to the Wandering Shadow.
Okay. So that would mean that by the time you arrive at the Wandering Shadow, having retrieved your items, Kana is already there.
Okay. Perfect. And then yeah.
So you see Kana, and you see Kudo's. You don't know if it's unconscious or you don't know if it's a corpse.
Oh, you had the body there. Oh.
Yeah, I'm like half carrying, half
Well,
dragging.
you would have already. He wouldn't have seen you arrive.
Oh, you wouldn't have.
You-
Okay.
Yeah. If you went
Whoever-
straight
yeah.
there, he went to his room at a different inn first.
Okay.
So you would have gone straight there.
Mm-hmm. As Riz walks in, he kind of nods and says, Kana, good to see you standing. How's my new accomplice in crime here? He
Sleeping.
gestures to the body.
The body.
Has he been? He's been resurrected by this point.
Nope.
No.
Sulan has sent for a cleric.
I'm going to roll to see if Riz recognizes that he's dead. 14? Yeah, he
Yeah. You don't see any rise and fall of the chest. You don't see anything.
Ah.
I'm waiting. Just. Sulan has sent for someone.
Riss is gonna make an insight check to see if you're caring overly about this guy you just met. 21.
Snap.
You weren't intentionally trying to be deceptive. I think you just
She's
conflicted.
Yes.
That's probably the best way for it. She's kind of sitting there and kind of catches your eye. And I'm gonna make a perception check to see if I can clock you. Clocking me. That's
Okay, so
an
that'd be deception.
What is your
18.
passive insight?
Oh, passive insight. Oh, the passive insight's only a 12. I rolled an 18.
Okay, with an 18 on insight?
Yeah, on insight, just to kind of clock him, see if he clocking me type of deal.
Sure. He's looking at you with interest, not like romantic interest, just like
Yeah, I know.
curiosity.
Yeah. I'm kind of sitting there and just kind of watching Kudo's body, just kind of keeping an eye on it, zoning out a little bit, and not looking at you. Just, I don't know why I saved him.
All right, you first. Since all I'm getting is all right. I don't know why I saved him. What happened?
We were fighting in the golem. I got the book, by the way.
I assume so. You were able to break it open.
Yeah.
Did you were there for that?
Yeah.
I heard the glass break and I saw
Right.
her reaching it
And-
before I.
Yes, and so
Yeah.
you said you got the wrong one.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a misdirection.
Yeah, so we just bolted out the front staircase. The golem came after us and
Into the staircase.
yeah, crashed through the stairs.
Briss is like reevaluating what would have happened if you hadn't broken over that case.
Yeah. It's been a while,
Yep.
honestly, since I've had that kind of adrenaline rush. It was kind of refreshing. But I couldn't get the door open. It would not budge. And what was his name?
Kudo.
Kudo got the door open, kind of just finagled the locks. And right as it clicked, he took a heavy hit and just collapsed. And I was still kind of linking arms with him and saw an opening and got out of there and got into an alley, and he was gone by the time I was able to get away from the crowd. And I really don't know why I saved him.
Well, he made some sort of impression on you, because I definitely would not have pegged you for one to not only save someone who collapses, but then to drag them a good bit across Eris.
Yeah.
Especially since you didn't even know him. I knew him for, 2 minutes before everything went down?
And that's...
How long is it going to be until he's resurrected? You said Salon is fetching someone?
Yeah, cleric should be here in a couple hours, maybe. I mean, by the time... There's nothing we can do, and by the time they get there, it's not going to make a difference if it's been a couple hours versus a few
No, I'm
minutes
thinking
at this
about
point.
on our situation. Have you heard anything regarding that?
No.
It's going to be a couple hours. I at least want to go stake out what the jail is like.
I don't think we should be around any guards at this point.
Well, I'll
We
have a
don't-
disguise kit too.
We don't know who's seen our faces, and I think it's best for us to lay low. And I let Kadir know what was going on with Einar, at least in brief.
Oh, okay.
And so I trust Kadir to handle that.
That's true. And I guess they did let me rot in jail for 8 weeks. I'm not going to have a couple nights there.
Yeah. And I honestly,
You know what? That's fair.
I don't know what happened with him, and I'm probably going to hit him. Maybe give him a little stab. Second I see him.
I'm conflicted because he went berserk. but I'm not sure if it was entirely of his own volition or not.
What do you mean by that? I know he's got
His
that
relationship with his deity is multi-leveled and crosses over the moral line back and forth several times.
I mean, I understand that, but
If essentially whatever was in that exhibit was a part of, connected to his deity somehow.
that was a piece of the Shattered Realm.
Like I said.
Can I make a history check to see if I know of any deities connected to
Make
the
a
Shattered?
religion check.
Religion. I don't think I'm proficient in religion.
What a shame.
Nope,
No.
not.
Oh shoot. That's right.
So you're dead.
Nope, that's a 9.
Off the top of your head, no, nothing comes to mind.
However, it did give us an opening.
It did, and
And not to say that if we ran that exact scenario again, we'd make it out or be successful, but we do have what we came for. And speaking of which, would you mind?
oh,
And holds
yeah.
out his hand for the black book.
I concentrate and summon it.
Yeah, you imagine the book in your hand, and you blink, and there it is.
Now, how do you do that?
Just focus on it, and I'm just gonna be like, "This is yours now."
And Rizzle, take it.
Focus on making it disappear.
We're just gonna hold it like 2 inches from his eyes and focus on it disappearing.
Make a wisdom check?
Please
Not bad
fail.
wisdom. 11.
Dang it.
You appear to be just like focusing on it so hard that you cannot imagine it to like disappearing. You were just like almost analyzing it. You were just like,
But he looks at it's not working.
You're doing it wrong. That's why. What do you know about Yoi?
He's got a nice shiny bald head.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It appears in dreams. He's from a different realm. Should I imagine he's from a different realm?
Probably focus more on the dream aspect, since that's
And Briss will focus on it as if it's not here currently.
yeah. So it's again, it's not a matter of focus. It is just the imagining almost. And so with that, you get close enough where it's just this kind of, you just imagine it being gone, and there it goes.
Magic.
And now, when you need it again, you just imagine it back in your hand.
I'll do that. You do good work, Kana. Thought you were a little bit of a floozy the first time I saw you at that ball. You race well, but again, it's been a pleasure working with you.
And it's been a pleasure working with you as well. How's
Zara?
Zara? Yes.
She's doing well. Haven't seen her since that night, but no news
Really?
is good news, so.
Oh, okay. Pegged you guys for a little bit closer, but
Oh, they got close.
Yes.
Make an insight check.
12.
12 total? Are you not proficient?
I'm not proficient in insight, no.
That's impressive.
Wow.
Okay. 12. I mean, it's kind of obvious. You don't get the like,
No dishonest vibes, just, yeah.
yeah, it's but you also don't get like any further insight as to
Yeah.
anything else that went on.
Now I don't know what I'm gonna do with this guy when he wakes up.
What are you going to do with him?
I mean, what's his deal? I don't know. He's a complete stranger, which is also what baffles me about why I saved him. I mean, you, maybe, if your places was switched. But, I mean,
I
having
appreciate that.
a fall guy there would have been great to at least buy us a little more time, because they
Yeah.
would have thought he has the book. But for some reason I was just like, I just took him with me. But
I'm
I don't
normally not a
know.
wise person, but I will share this wisdom with you. I think you're attracted to him sexually.
staying. That's staying. And you get inspiration.
And this is Connor laughing as well as Amy.
Oh
No.
my gosh.
Ryan, side note, I don't know what your guy looks like.
Do you have a hero forge model?
No, I don't. I'll make one.
You should make one.
What does he look like?
He's like 5'7", 5'6". He's
He's human, right?
yeah, he's human, but he's got more of a like olive tone skin, dark hair. He's got a lot of scars on his body,
Paradisian.
on his face. Very Paradisian.
Alright.
Yeah.
Okay.
He doesn't have the accent though.
Oh, Riss. You're a lot of fun to be around. I need you to know that.
That's why Einar and Ray put up with me, I think.
Well-
Einar, at least. Ray, I'm the bane of Ray's existence for that. But
Well, I will give you, he is somewhat my type.
which one? Oh, you're talking about the body, not Ray or Einar. Got you.
Yes. Einar, definitely my type.
I picked up that vibe.
Yes. Kudo, I'm not sure.
Almost the exact opposite of Einar. You do realize this, correct?
Who's the exact opposite of Einar?
Kudo.
Kudo?
In terms of stature.
I mean, that's why I'm like, he's not exactly my type.
Brother, I got a higher strength than he does. What's your strength?
You have the gauntlets,
19.
don't you?
19.
You have the gauntlet.
Shut up. That's cheating.
Sir.
I can assure you, it's not an attraction. I think
Do you want to make a deception check?
I'll make a persuasion check because I'm not attracted to Kudo.
Are you, though?
This character's a lot more fun.
I'm not attracted
Even when
to
he's
Kudo.
dead.
Okay.
I'll make a persuasion
I thought you had
check.
said it.
No.
Maybe I was.
He is somewhat my type. Like, I can say that, yes, he's an objectively handsome-looking guy. But I'm just not...
Or at the very, if
I'm
nothing
just saying
else, if
that
nothing else,
undercurrent.
that's what you know. That's not the reason you saved him.
Yes.
That's all I'm saying is,
I don't just
in
save
the
people...
heat of the moment, in that split-second decision, that could have been the nudge.
I
to
don't
save.
just save people's lives. Well, I rarely save people's lives. if I'm being
Yep,
honest.
we have that in common. Yeah.
Yes. But it's not something I would do just because I'm attracted to them. Usually, if I choose to spare somebody's life, it's because they serve a purpose.
He has connections with the Paradisian military, so
Yes, but I didn't know that.
well,
I know nothing
true.
about this guy. So
I'm trying to help you out, but yes,
know.
that is very true.
I think...
It's intriguing. Where is this cleric? Darn it!
I don't know, maybe I just need the back of my head something to remind me I was a good person. I don't know.
I'm not the one to help you with that.
I know that, but I have my own things to work out. I need to get a new therapist.
Is therapy a thing?
Sure, it is now.
Therapy for Riss right now is like machines. He has no knowledge of it, and so he just kind of nods like, "Yeah, okay, sure, whatever that is."
But how was your exit from the museum? You got out without much trouble, I assume.
Yes, and I think I got a weaker door if you struggled at it, knowing your experience. But I had no issue negotiating the servants' corridors to get out. And by then, everyone was distracted at the front. I assume with your exit that
Yeah.
leaving
I don't
the
know if
area
you heard
undetected.
the thunder.
Yes.
Yes, that was me.
I figured. And
Don't know
also
much magic, but when I do.
I had somewhat of an alibi because my figure was outside the doors for quite a while I was invisible. Of course, anyone who saw it vanish would, raise some flags. But,
Well, people are moving in and out of there so quickly.
yeah, this is very true. Anyways, I had no issue. Made my way back here. Got a shield for Einar, which he
Oh, you did?
requested. Yes. Which I now realize he actually doesn't need because he still has his shield. But it will be an improvement for him.
Or for you.
Or for me. I'll take his +1 though.
Are you able to use shields?
Yeah.
Ranger.
Oh. Interesting. You know,
At that
nature.
point, a Warforged comes in. A kind of interesting design because a lot of their chest cavity is mostly open, with like what's the like
Container.
Like a gyro.
semisphere?
Okay.
Hemisphere.
Like, yeah, like a hemispherical curve cut out of the center. Suspended, you see this like a gyro kind of spinning relatively slowly, but also has a some kind of glimmering, glowing light coming from it. Not like bright enough to provide light, just like it's a very interesting, not something you've seen commonly. But he's going to go over, and for the first time this campaign, which is this going to be very interesting, we're going to do a resurrection ritual. Ooh. So Revivify does not require this because a soul has not passed beyond the veil. It is essentially using a defibrillator to bring someone back. Just
Wake up,
exactly.
you bitch.
So the fading spirit. Please. So, since you two are the ones that are there, and the only ones who know him, how would you like to contribute? Or do you want me to explain this system a little bit?
Yes,
Yes.
because I don't know what's going on, and I'm dead.
You
Character
wanna help?
death can often prove to become... So I'm just going to read the description that Matt Mercer wrote, because these are the rules that he made. Character death can often prove to become a minor inconvenience in some campaigns once the adventuring party reaches a certain level, with spells being available to return fallen comrades from the afterlife with temporary setbacks, robbing a small element of danger, and threat to future conflicts and challenges within the story. If you wish to elevate the gravity of character death, you can introduce this optional rule, which I have. If a character is dead and a resurrection is attempted by a spell or spell effect with longer than a one-action casting time, so like Revivify, one second, a resurrection challenge is initiated. Up to 3 members of the adventuring party can offer to contribute to the ritual via a contribution skill check. DM asks them each to make a skill check based on their form of contribution, with the DC of the check adjusting how helpful or impactful the DM feels the contribution would be. For example, praying to the god of the devout fallen character may require a religion check at an easy to medium difficulty, where loudly demanding the soul of the fallen to return from the ether may require an intimidation check at a very hard or nearly impossible difficulty.
Whole healing. Yes.
There is a moment in a Critical Role one-shot where Grog yells someone back to life.
There you go.
Good for him.
I think he rolled a nat 20 or something like
Yep.
that. It was
Yes.
fantastic. Advantage and disadvantage can apply here based on how perfect or off base the contribution offered is. So very similar to how during the race, it's like, okay, what do you want to do to help?
Gotcha.
So it's, what would you like to do to try and assist his soul in returning?
I'm going to cast Fortune's Favor on Cleric.
Okay.
Which I guess isn't much help, but it does give them Fortune's Favor. You impart latent
If you'd
luck
like
to
to.
yourself or one willing creature. Yes.
If you'd like to, instead of casting the spell, which wouldn't necessarily have a mechanical, because there's no skill check being made here necessarily.
I see.
You could, if you're trying to reach Arya and invoke her power, you could attempt a religion check or a performance check, perhaps.
I'll do performance.
Okay, so
I guess I have a +2 for that.
let me check your skills real quick, because she would be. Actually, you've used mislead once today, correct? All right. And you can do, what is it? Arcanist's magic aura?
Fortune's Favor is what. Yes.
No,
I can
from
do
from being a
Yes.
muse.
I think it's any.
You can do that one at will. Yes.
Yes.
Oh, you can cast mislead 3 times per day.
What?
With the level you're at now, yeah.
Well,
I do have 3 charges, son of a bitch.
Yep. I will say, if you want to, you can expend those 2 charges in order to essentially, like, you are the Muse of Concealment.
Mm-hmm.
So you can expend those 2 charges using your ability as a lieutenant of the Queen of Night, as the Muse of Concealment, trying to just infuse your power and use that to assist in bringing back.
I will do that.
All right, go ahead and make a... You are the Muse of Concealment. So, because you are expending both those charges, you can make a Deception or Stealth check.
Bingo.
gee, I wonder which one he's gonna use.
Advantage. 27.
Is that all?
That will be a success. Kana.
I want to, because resurrection involves like herbs and stuff like that, or
Yeah,
herbs
sure.
and oils. I want to do a nature check. I want to kind of help the cleric pick out herbs specifically from paradise,
Okay.
and kind of lay those kind of on the
All right,
body.
go ahead and make a nature check.
Natural 20.
Dang. Straight.
For a
Okay.
total of 36.
You're going to be waking up smelling nice.
Okay.
Good job.
So,
Is that a success?
yeah, it's a success.
Just checking because I'm dead.
After all contributions are completed, the DM then rolls a single final resurrection success check with no modifier. The base DC for the final resurrection check is 10, increasing by 1 for each previous successful resurrection the character has undergone. So, the more times you get resurrected, the harder it becomes.
That's
Don't die.
why Hana died. For
Mm-hmm.
good.
That's why she kept dying. That's what
No,
you're
it's why she didn't come back.
saying. Oh, because you failed on the... Yeah.
DC was too high.
Roll me a d20.
5.
5.
Yeah.
The base DC for this will be 15.
Okay.
Kudo has died at least 5 times in the past and been brought back.
Good gracious.
For the record, it was distance from 10 positive or negative. If you rolled 10 or above, he hadn't died at all. If you
Yeah,
had
that's
rolled-
not true.
If you had rolled a 9, he would have died once.
5 sounds right
Yeah.
for this character.
Yep. For each successful contribution skill check, the DC is decreased by 3, whereas a failed contribution skill check increases the DC by 1.
Oof.
So that's
If you gave
decreased
some
from
rank flowers.
that is decreased by 3 for you, which brings it to 12. That is decreased by 6
Double.
because that is a natural 20. Upon a successful resurrection check, the player's soul, should it be willing, will be returned to the body and the ritual succeeded. On a failed check, the soul does not return and the character is lost.
Ooh.
So,
What if this
The-
is a 1?
Except
Shut
for-
up, Noah. I don't
inspiration
want to.
inspiration can be used.
I don't want to
This-
make
this
a
is
new
a-
character.
This is
That
a
would have been the shortest
Actually.
use of inspiration for me, though.
so. Do you want me to use one of your dice, Ryan?
Yes, use
Who's the special one?
the special die.
All right. We're rolling this. So the DC
Is
decreased by 9 is 6.
Yep.
6 or above, and you're back. A 7 on the die.
Yikes!
Wow.
Yikes!
That was. If that hadn't. If only 2 of you had succeeded, if you didn't roll in at 20,
Yeah.
Yep.
he would be dead.
Yep.
He'd be
Wow.
slipping into
Yep.
the void. Taking that deep sleep.
That's right. I didn't care about him that much anyway.
Liar.
Yeah. Your case was not helped by laying all those flowers on his body versus watching, like,
Flowers and herbs.
Listen, I sent you my monologue.
I'm aware. I didn't say attracted. You said you didn't care. I said liar.
got him.
Interesting.
Even if she's not aware of why she cares.
Ooh.
There is a pause. And you watch as the cleric, who has not spoken a word since arriving, takes out a large diamond, places it on the chest of Kudo. And you watch as the diamond itself burns up and turns to ash. But the flames from the diamond spread over Kudo's body. You watch as wounds heal, and a bit of color returns to his skin. After the hour-long ritual, you see his eyes open.
Shit.
He looks around and then passes out.
Yep. 'Cause you got shenanigans that.
He goes, ugh, shit.
Yep. Coming back from the dead is an ordeal. You take a -4 penalty to all attack rolls, saving throws, and ability checks. Every time you finish a long rest, the penalty is reduced by 1. So for the next 4 days, you have a penalty.
Who wants some downtime?
Well,
I know he's in jail.
with
That we know of.
with Kudo successfully resurrected, and now once more unconscious.
Yep.
Riss, what do you do?
Go through the pockets for loose change. No kidding.
Good reference. Good reference.
Very good reference.
He's mostly dead now.
That's what you
Riss
should have
gonna
done
turn
before.
to Kana. Yeah, sorry. Riss is gonna turn to Kana. All right, so who wants to carry him? I kind of thought he was going to get up after that.
Oh, he's staying here.
Oh,
I'm not moving him again. He's heavy.
that I believe.
I don't
But
think he's that heavy.
is Sulan taking him, or are you saying he's staying here and you don't want to carry him?
I mean, either one. I really don't. Like I said, I really don't know what we're gonna do with him.
Riss,
I don't
Alright.
know what his deal is. Do you know why he was even here? Why he was in the museum? He didn't take anything.
Yes, and yes. It involves Ray. I'll give that much information.
Oh,
I wasn't
that
able to
idiot.
absorb a lot of it before Einar was led out of the museum in shackles after going crazy.
Okay. Yeah.
But for now, he's my responsibility. Laying down and fireman hold him over his shoulders.
Where are you taking him?
Back to the I forget the tavern's name.
Wandering Shadow.
Wandering Shadow.
That's where this happened.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are in the Wandering Shadow, in like one of the upper
I
rooms.
was going to take him.
He can stay here.
The cleric.
I thought
came-
we were in like a more public place. No. Okay.
No.
No.
A
thought
person
you were
that
like-
just robbed a museum being resurrected in a public place? Nah.
Listen. Riss had a long day. But yeah, he's essentially gonna go. All right, yeah. He'll stay here. He'll pick him up, sling him on a bed. Is this
already
your
on
room?
bed. No.
Oh, all right. We'll cover the room. Now, I need some sleep, or at least rest, and then we figure out what to do with Admiral.
All right. There's a room down the hall. I recommend laying low, not being outside for as long as possible.
Yes. Once rest is met, I do believe I'll join you in the disguise department.
And you can see Kana has she looks
Most
normal
of it,
now.
yeah.
She took off the clothes. She's got like nice leather armor on now, and like her makeup's all gone and her hair is down. There's still like a little bit of like a deep red color kind of throughout it still from the hair dye. But she looks pretty much normal now.
Gotcha.
And she pays the cleric, I assume, with money unless he's already been paid.
Sulan took care of that.
Okay, he's already been paid.
Do you have 500 gold on you?
Yes.
Do I do. I have 15 grand on me.
Good. Golly.
Fair enough.
Our 15.
Yeah.
So-
what was that? Our debt? Yeah.
No,
I
it's-
ain't about that.
No, it's Saravina's debt.
Yeah.
It's true.
I'm not entirely sure that doesn't mean it's still our debt. We will work it off one way or another.
Yes. Unfortunately.
You realize that.
You will.
Fuck you.
Anyway,
That's valid.
Yeah.
I'm going to go down the hall to what may or may not be my room. It's just kind of a spare room that's
Where
there.
you're staying at the moment.
Where I'm staying at the moment.
Dun,
And take a nice long 8-hour nap.
I'm gonna take a flippin' nap.
Yeah.
I'm not going
Alright.
long rest, but I'm a short rest.
I'm doing a lot.
Well, I think it's, if I remember correctly, it's in the evening right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
It's
absolutely.
late.
You guys go
Long
down for a
rest.
long
It's
rest.
like 7 p.m. and I'm like, all
Yeah,
right,
I'm done.
Time for bed.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So, as you all go to sleep, we return.
Hi.
Also, do I get
To the
a
wandering
piety
shadow.
point for that
Yes, you
lock
do.
pick last
Listen,
night?
I don't
Oh,
think
do I
I'm
get one for
wandering.
today too?
I'm barreling towards
two?
something. I just don't know what that thing is.
Yeah, you can add 2 total. 1 for the,
How much do I have? Let's see.
You're driving down a dark road at night with your headlights off, covered in literal ink.
Yep.
Hey, with
what's
that
that
I have
over
10.
you have 10. Awesome. So you can add a new feature. I can add it as well.
wow,
I'll
you
do it.
finally
I'll
made
do
it
it
to level 10.
custom.
What happened?
He's piety level 10.
Riss is getting religious,
so-
guys.
Well, you are now the Queen of Nights votary,
Ooh.
which gives you advantage on performance checks when you're under the night
Nice.
sky.
Son of a bitch.
When you're under
You're
the night
under the
sky.
night
Yeah, she's the Queen of Night.
That's specific.
Yeah,
Hey,
so just
listen,
be
outdoor
outside.
banging.
It's a fantasy world. There's not a lot of indoors.
Yeah, true. Especially when you're the Fae.
Exactly. So, anyway. Einar.
Yeah, what you doing?
I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Yeah, we are.
Walk through a dark portal.
You walk through the door. The inky black darkness. Wait, I need to check something.
Pray you can't. The suspense is killing me. Stop it.
Mm-hmm. So I have something unique.
He's got the dice ready.
Yep. I'm prepared. I'm ready. Let's do this.
He's like, I know I gotta roll. I just don't know what.
Let's find out if I either A, fucked up, or B, am now one of the most powerful, like, mortal beings.
So A fucked
one of
up
the two.
or B fucked up.
Yes.
Yeah, but one of them's sort of in my
one's
favor.
effed up, one's effed down.
So, Noah,
Yes, sir.
I have here a stack of cards.
Oh.
What?
Oh, no. That's what he wanted to shuffle for?
I knew it was something nefarious.
That's my milk.
Oh,
good?
are we doing the
Yep,
thing we
I'm
worked
good.
on? Oh,
Part of
nice.
it.
The gumdrop buttons.
So I
Sir?
just pick it. So I just pick a card.
So
Card and
it's
a
as
card.
to make it easier than reaching across the table. So I can either pass it to you, and while keeping it face down, you can select a card from it, or I can place one card on the table at a time, and you choose when.
Just hand me the deck.
Oh, I was gonna say do it the other way. It's more suspenseful.
I don't want the suspense. Can
I pick one?
No.
No.
This is my. Sorry.
Keep
This
the-
is-
keep the
I didn't
cards
mean to be
up.
Keep the
loud.
cards up. Keep the
Oh
cards
wait,
up.
keep the cards up.
Yeah, you're not
No,
not
like-
shuffling them. You're.
Keep the
I want to
cards
see
face
which one.
okay.
down, but
Yeah.
like don't hold
That's
them
fair,
below
yeah.
the table.
Can I hold him for him while he picks?
No,
I don't want to pick the bottom one.
they're shuffled. I don't know which one is which.
I want.
No, you don't.
He flipped it over to me. Accidentally.
to pick whatever this one is.
All right, flip it over.
Oh, now
The one you picked.
it's 2 of diamonds.
The 2 of diamonds.
What does that mean?
It means something very good or very bad.
You disappear into the ether.
Not quite.
Depends on if you're playing.
It,
Einar ages 40 years.
it means roll a new character sheet.
Good gracious.
Not quite.
All right.
Not quite.
Baracus version 5.0 at this point.
Good lord.
All right. You know what? At this point, we'll say that Kudo died, and I'll make Goroth 2.0.
Yes.
So,
Man, we drivers crazy.
you pass through the black door. And It's like a kaleidoscope in front of your eyes for a moment. Lights and fractals.
I hope Einar doesn't have epilepsy.
Me too. I think you've made something that would work well for this. You step through the black door and see what at first looks like a kaleidoscope. Fractals and light shimmering, changing, shifting until it comes into focus. And you see green. A green expanse. You are floating in nothingness. But you can see, like, it almost reminds you of the interrogation chamber, this massive pane of glass that you now realize is familiar. As you watch cracks run along it and shatter. You watch as the pieces scatter throughout this void. Terrain, soil, mountains, oceans, deserts, rivers, everything clinging to these shards like iron filings to a magnet. Some shards stay barren. Others preserved landscapes, mountain ranges. On others, a tundra next to a desert. Just odd combinations and chaos. You watch a vision of the creation of the Shattered Realm. Make me an Arcana check.
Garage
Can
door's
I
gonna
use-
open.
Can I use guidance? Just out of
If that
curiosity.
boy is going to. Amongst these shards, you see a few almost in orbit around a center point. Actually, I drew this out a little bit. Not exactly like that. There's more, and it's more complicated, but something akin to it. Shards pointed inward.
What did you want me to make an Arcana check about?
What did you roll?
I didn't roll. I was asking if I could use guidance.
No.
Ah, dang it. Of course I can't.
Get it. Get it. No.
Arcana? I don't think I have much of a modifier for that.
It's intelligence based. A number of symbols also appear before you. It's hard to discern their exact meaning, but you feel yourself drifting towards one.
I guess I'm gonna let myself drift.
The card you drew corresponds to the star.
The star.
That is the symbol you are drifting towards.
Okay.
It is known as the star.
Can I make a history check to know what the star is?
Make an Arcana check.
Okay. Because I know it doesn't know, so I need to
fine.
know this.
It's not something Arklands specific.
Well, that's an 8, so probably, fuck all, but...
You're not sure. It doesn't stand out to mean anything to you.
Cool. Alright.
You close your eyes, and when you open them, you're standing in a stone chamber. Seems nicely built. And you watch as things are fading into view, coming together like echoes. You watch silhouettes appear. A woman lying on a bed. A man standing next to her. And you cannot help but sense a level of familiarity. Make a flat wisdom check.
Flat wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
At least I have a modifier for wisdom. 15.
15? I'll say that's enough. As you recognize the silhouette of this man from the portrait in the realm of the Lady Masquerade. Standing, speaking to them, though you cannot make out the words, is a figure that... It's strange. You're only seeing silhouettes, but there seems to be color present with this one. Green and blue. Green dress and blue accents. It seems odd that you can make it out. But you can, nonetheless. The figure in green and blue says something, has her hands together, and reaches them out as if to say, surprise. The woman puts a hand over her mouth and looks towards the man. The man, you don't know how. You know this. But he smiles and looks at her and takes her hand in his own. And the woman places her hand on her stomach. And the scene begins to fade. You can make a religion check if you'd like to. It's going to be a high DC, though.
Oh, come on, nat 20. That's not going to be good.
Roll different dice, buddy.
No, this is my Einar dice. These are my nice dice.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll get myself a weighted dice.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I will. You said religion? That's 9.
9.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
There's like this something in the back of your mind, but it fades.
What about guidance? God, that would have been a 13.
13 still wouldn't have been enough.
What about guidance again?
Not how that works.
Oh well.
You feel drawn once more, but this is more aggressive. The first time it was like a tide, just gently pulling you in a direction. This time, something has grabbed you and is dragging you through the planescape. Make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Come on.
Oh, man.
What was that?
He ain't constitutional.
Was that a natural 1?
What do you think?
You have inspiration, right? No.
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 I don't.
I don't want you to use it because that's amazing.
Oh man, the DM has spoken.
You can. You can.
No, it's okay. We let fate
I'm
decide.
gonna give it up.
That's a fair
I
point.
assume you're probably not.
A natural 1.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, why is it so many dice? Okay, it's all these 6s. It's okay.
You take 38 damage, and you cannot use stone skin.
Well, I already used it.
Oh, yeah, true. You haven't gotten Short or
But
long rest.
also, how does 4d6 become? Was it
You rolled
38?
in that one. It was a crit.
Oh right, double. Oh,
jeez.
Not double. Max for the first set.
oh right. Yes. So, oof, I got bloodied from that.
You land on your knees, coughing, as if all the breath was sucked out of your lungs. But you are alive. What do you do?
I'm gonna look around. What's around me?
You look around and you see a familiar sight of 3 black towers and a large, looming figure trapped between them.
Einor's gonna pick himself up. He's gonna walk towards the prison.
As before, you feel an invisible barrier. The looming figure looks at you, a featureless face. You watch as the body twists and contorts and changes. The horns stay, but you see a face emerge. The hands are still 4-fingered and clawed. The body still wiry, thin, looking emaciated.
Really unhealthy.
Like, you can see the bones,
Gotcha.
like through the skin.
Okay.
A pair of wings.
Oh.
Large.
Is that new? I feel like that's new.
Yeah. Large, black, almost draconic, like bat wings. You have done well.
Okay. Cool.
Approaching. You will lead me home.
Where is home?
There's another twisting and contorting. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh gosh.
Because this is uniquely disturbing to watch.
20?
20 is enough. 20 is just enough. You do not get the effects of the frightened condition.
Sweet. Einor's just standing there like, I'm a creature of darkness now.
Yeah, even so, this is...
You're newly dark.
It's not so much the matter of the darkness involved. It just... There's something wrong here.
I think Einor knew that.
But it's more than just what is on the surface. There is something in your heart, in your soul, despite everything you've been through. There is something on a fundamental level that is wrong here. But you steel yourself and do not falter. Home is gone. You will help me make a new one. Your world
for what?
Its hand slams against the barrier. But no words are spoken. The message, however, is clearly sent.
You have an interesting way of communicating.
Head kind of cocks to the side, almost questioning.
Einar stares. Has the face transformed back? Or is the face is
The
still...
form there's a contorting of muscle and tissue and bone as you almost continuously as you watch, some moments worse than others, but all throughout it the figure itself has not changed. It's just pieces that are almost rearranging themselves within the body. You can see them protrude from the skin slightly before retracting once more.
I'm just gonna stare it down in the eyes.
Looking straight up because this thing is like 100 feet tall.
I can still stare at its eyes.
You can.
It's just gonna...
You just can't stare it down.
Well, you know.
Regardless, you stare.
I was gonna stare it directly in the eyes. You have some very strong feelings. What was?
Look around you.
Takes a quick look around.
Make a perception check.
That is 15.
15. You recognize the region you're in. It's very odd being here while waking, while in the flesh. When you were here before, it was like there was an aspect of you that was truly there.
Mm-hmm.
But it was more akin to astral projecting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can feel everything. It's like being in a room where the air pressure is too low or too high. It's hard to tell. Every breath is effort. Every footstep. Sometimes you step down far faster than you expected. Sometimes it's like moving through sludge as the world itself pulls at you. You see the forest. Or what stands for a forest here. Petrified trees as pillars deep into the fog. With a 15, you don't see anything new, but you experience the reality of being here.
Einar bends down, picks up a little bit of soil. Like he can actually tangibly grab it.
You look down, and the ground is still covered in that dense fog. You reach into it, and it's very odd. It doesn't move apart easily, but it does move. Almost like there's resistance. Which, interestingly, you didn't feel with your footsteps. But you reach down, and through the fog you grasp some soil, and lift your hand. Sure enough, black soil, looking not black as in shadow and darkness, but black as in the type of soil that would be rich and fertile, usually.
Staring at the soil, Einar says, "So my world did this to yours."
There's not a response in words.
Einar looks up at it. Says, "No. They do say this thing about violence begets violence. You taking over another world, it's to say this won't just happen again." There's no chance of restoring this one.
There are things beyond your mortal understanding.
What does Einar know about the Army of Light? Like, that's general history, right?
To a degree, yeah. You can make a history...
Ancient history, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, 2,000 years ago. You can make a history check. You can make a... You can make a religion check.
I'm gonna make religion because I'm +4 with that.
You can attempt to use guidance if you'd like.
Alright, well, I will attempt to use guidance.
Ooh.
That puts me at a flat 20.
Okay, at a flat 20. Please make a wisdom saving throw.
A rule of my friend.
That's another flat 20.
Okay. You are able to cast the spell without issue.
Cool.
Yeah,
So
you
with
were
a flat
asking
20,
guidance from the guy right in
what
front of you.
what is it that you are looking for in terms of information?
I'm just trying to remember generally what happened with the Army of Light. Because I know they attacked.
The Army of Light came from beyond the material plane.
Mm-hmm.
Appeared to have come from beyond even the inner or the outer planes. With a flat 20. They are just from beyond. They saw the world as corrupt, as an insult. So they proceeded to attempt to destroy it. The legions had 7 generals, of which the giants are now descendant from, or from the legions in general.
But that's not Goliath, right?
No, not directly. If it is, it's like hybrids, and Goliath aren't directly related.
Okay.
Not any more than like the Fear Bulgar.
Okay.
They're known as both are known as giant kin, but they're not technically giants.
Okay.
But they fought the leader of the army over all of the other generals, led his legions against Marinova and her dragons. Meanwhile, the 6 other generals went out into the world to wreak havoc. In the end, each of the generals was defeated and trapped, and the Army of Light was pushed back to the edge of the world, where Arya, the Queen of Night, sung them into an eternal slumber, which is where they hang now in the sky as the stars. In the process, Marinova lost her life, succumbing to her wounds, and her heart was destroyed. She made a deal with the 2 Fey Queens that she could bypass the laws of light. She could enter the material plane in her true and most powerful form without being weakened upon entry. And as a result of that deal, her heart was gone.
What did the Fey Queens get out of that deal?
Well, if you ever were able to break a god's heart, think about the power that would be released.
Enough to shatter a realm?
Possibly. You don't know.
I theorize.
What are you theorizing?
Oh, you know most of what I theorize.
Okay.
But yes, Einar looks at Varro and says, "What did you mean? The army of light? Or do you mean the aberrations? Or are those yours?"
There are many things I have influence over. Not all are directly my work.
Interesting. Not all are directly your work.
But those legions sealed your world's fate.
Can I make an insight check on a god?
Sure. Go for it.
Try.
Yeah.
What are you trying to incite?
I'm trying to see if he's really telling the truth about the legions sealing the fate of my world, or if he's trying to kind of manipulate me.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a 19. It's a god! I expect the DC is 30.
You're not trying to lie to it. You're trying to see what emotions are on his face. Gods are very emotional.
Yeah, and I'm also looking at an extraordinarily twisted creature.
That is true. However, as far as you can tell, there is Varro nor any agent of his have deceived you thus far. Not told the whole truth, sure. Told what was convenient, maybe, especially in the case of the Regent. But the Herald has never lied to you, and in all of your experience, not that you've had many direct experiences, but in your experience, lying isn't his shtick.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't care enough to.
Interesting. He doesn't care enough to.
Why lie when he can just get what he wants anyway? It's extra effort.
Interesting. Interesting. So if my world's fate is sealed, why exactly are you after it? Wouldn't that just mean that that fate now falls to you?
No. The legions ensured that your world would be mine. That it would be the subject of my wrath. When you talked about sealing the fate, it wasn't as if there's some outside force.
Yeah.
It sealed your world's fate as far as he's concerned. What you rolling?
I'm rolling to see if Iron is gonna be dumb. Oh man.
What'd you roll?
Dumb.
Wow.
What'd you roll?
Wow.
You rolled a natural 1.
Your wrath? Why? What did they do to you that would incur your wrath?
There is a twisted look on his face. Insolent mortal! And he clenches his fist, and from the ground, massive spikes, like the tips of spears, burst through the ground. Make a Constitution saving throw.
You ain't doing hot with that one today, boy.
I gotta swap out this dice,
is
man.
like a
Can you
concept.
please?
Did you just roll another natural one?
This could kill him, Will. Can
I
you
rolled.
please?
Oh my god.
Once in a row. I'm gonna steal one of your dice, Ryan.
Please.
I'm debating not to because you chose to be stupid.
I rolled.
rolled
chose
an
to
out.
You chose to roll.
I did. I chose to roll.
DM's discretion.
Can we see what the damage is and then decide?
Nope. It's happening. Riz said DM's discretion. Or Will said DM's
was gonna
discretion. So
Is it time for me to roll a new character?
Everyone's gonna be dying today.
Oh no, Varro's not gonna let you go that easy.
You're gonna be a
Oh
puppet.
my gosh.
Whoa.
My
I'm
gosh.
down.
that's 22. That's
30.
30.
Yeah. What was?
36. I'm not done.
Yeah, but 4d12 maxed is going to be enough to down me.
8d12.
Yeah.
He's gonna see if he kills you.
It's 30. So it's 36.
Plus
41. No, sorry. Yes, 41. 49. 59. 69.
Nice.
nice.
Give me a moment.
69 plus 8d12.
Plus 69 plus 96.
Plus 96.
Oh, 96. I thought you said 9d6, and I was like, you're dead, bud.
You take
like,
165 damage.
165
That is
damage.
almost enough to kill
That
him
is
outright.
not quite double what my...
Is it not?
No, I have my hit point max is 98.
You were like 25.
But you're at
higher.
41 right now.
I'm at 41. That's true.
Well, if you're going from 41, that quadruples you. So,
Yeah. You are dead.
I'm dead. Wow.
41 puts plus 98 is only 139.
Man.
You feel your spirit trapped as the spikes retract back into the floor and you fall. You wait. You don't know how long you wait as the wounds slowly close, knitted over with your black blood. And you lay there in more pain than you could ever even imagine being in, but alive.
Should I give myself 1 health?
Yep. I have granted you many gifts. You have served me well so far. But what is given can be taken away.
Is Einar conscious enough to be able to reply?
Yes.
Okay.
Don't roll again.
Can Einar sit up?
Yeah.
And he's gonna sit up. He's gonna groan. Ugh. And he's gonna brush off his shoulders. I just asked a question.
A question you knew would anger a god and a titan.
God and Titan. Interesting.
Yeah, you're gonna be feeling this tomorrow,
good?
bud.
Yep, I'm good.
Need me to take over?
I'm good.
I have fun with this guy.
Well, while I will admit that my intention was not to anger you, but simply to seek knowledge, know that I have, as you said, served you well, and will continue to. And for now, we shall leave it at that, because I don't like getting impaled.
Who does?
Good.
Stupid Goliath. Give him some information.
Listen,
He
man
stands
has no
there.
charisma and he's already been killed. He's not persuading anyone.
I've died twice now.
And each time we're brought back by a god.
Yep. Either either lucky or he's a major tool.
You're like Death with Dragons, my friend.
Noah,
Yep.
both of those statements are true.
What do you do?
Einar looks around for a door or anything, and he goes, Did you need me for something else, or am I supposed to go back to work?
Yes. Back. You will. Prepare. For my arrival.
Is there a door or something for Einar to like go through?
No.
Okay.
Do you do anything to respond to his statement?
Einar just looks up at him and goes, I hope that in some way you find some peace.
You watch as Varro clenches his fist and opens it and holds in his clawed hand the shard that you had grabbed. Soon, my prison will be opened. Find the third.
Does it only need to be taken from a statue, or do I need to possess it personally?
Find the third. And you watch as this green, glowing shard. Make an Arcana check.
That's right, I forgot. I put my dice away because it was being stupid. That's better. I have no Arcana. 14.
You can attempt to use guidance if you'd like.
I'm at 1 health. I don't know if I should.
You don't know that's going to do damage.
What do you think, Will?
It's
Should I
gonna do damage.
I'd
Do you
go
think-
for it just for the lore aspect of it.
Do you say go for it? Alright, whatever. Risk it for the biscuit. We're gonna
Risk
attempt
for
to
the
use it.
biscuit.
I guess I should do the wisdom saving throw
Wisdom save.
before I
Yeah.
see.
Go for it.
Yeah, that didn't work.
What'd you roll?
I rolled 4.
Total?
14. I have a plus 10.
14's enough.
Okay, cool.
You're casting a cantrip.
Is this what I rolled? I think that's what I rolled.
Well,
It dropped immediately. So that's a 2. So that puts me
16.
at... Yeah.
What are you talking about? It's a 4.
The DC was 15.
Go!
Hey.
As you look
Get that biscuit.
at that shard, and it suddenly you realize there's a slight sense of familiarity. The material that Riss retrieved back when you first arrived in Eris. The material that you used to upgrade your vehicles. As the shard, especially now seeing it being used. Residuum is powdered. But the aura, type of energy, the way it interacts with the world around it, and a very distinctly green color.
Interesting. Crystallized residual? Is that what this is?
You're not sure. All you see is a similarity. DC is much higher to get the truth. To get the whole truth, as it were. But you watch as he uses the power of this shard, and the world, the air, fragments in front of you, pieces falling away, as if the air directly in front of you were a pane of glass that someone had just sent a rock through. It shatters away, revealing a void that begins to draw you in.
Man, Einer's getting pulled a lot.
You are dealing with forces beyond your comprehension.
Yep. That's what happens when you have 5 wisdom and you don't use it. Yeah, I got a +5, 20
Do you
wisdom.
resist or do you go through?
I just gotta go through.
Okay.
Einar isn't planning on fighting a god again today.
You go through. And everything goes dark. You find yourself it's odd. There's a sense of familiarity, and yet you're not sure where you are. You are standing on a ridge of mountainous rock, a ledge that wraps around a somewhat steep cliff face. You're in Eris, you know that much. The red sand and red rock is immediately recognizable. Make a nature or survival check.
Good. I'm gonna do survival.
Got it.
Because my nature's +0, but my survival's +9.
Wisdom.
Dadgummit, freaking all the dice are not doing well for me today. That's
you
a
get a
15
15.
total.
15 is enough. You look around, and in the distance, a distance that is only, as you realize, your dark vision does not go 300 feet.
I gotta change this. How far does it go?
You do not see a limit. And so despite it being the dead of night,
Dark vision. Sideways 8.
or just dark vision,
Yeah.
in the distance, like miles in the distance, you see a train track. And know that you're at least somewhat nearby. At the same time, you are far too exhausted to travel tonight. The next morning when you wake up,
Does that mean I get a long rest? I can heal up.
you get along with
Oh, yes. I dislike being at such a low
There is
health.
only one thing you remember from the dreams you had the night before. A man frustratedly walking back and forth, saying, "Don't know how you got here, don't know why you're here this early, but fine. Call your friends." This time I called in my favor, as Eroy gives you that command. And that is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Interesting. Interesting.